Morning, guys. A little bit of drizzle in the air today. I have some unfortunate news. So I didn't get a chance to go to Stardust last night. I feel really bad. I did message Thomas this morning, actually, and I apologise profusely. The story is, so I didn't go clubbing last night. I didn't go to a club because last night, got to about 7. I thought I'd be done. I ended up having a load more work to do a bit of filming, and I'm working on a project for a Saudi company right now. So I didn't finish till, it was about 12:30, 1. I was just absolutely wrecked. So I was like, shall I go out? There's no way, if I'd have gone out, there's no way I would have been up at 6 this morning. I'd have been absolutely wrecked. So I ended up, all the hair flying. I fell asleep around 1:30 last night and then woke up at 6. Did a bit of cardio. The good news is my videographer went. My videographer who films and edits and supports on the podcast, the Panda Profits podcast, he went and he had a really good time apparently. Yeah, I feel bad. Like I said, I did message Thomas this morning. Thomas on the podcast this week, and I said, I'm really sorry I couldn't go. But yeah, I was, and because I worked last night, I always feel drunk when I work late. So, itchy nose. So I had, might be a thumbnail. There you go, that might be, I don't know. So, yeah. Oh. I see these guys. These guys are interesting, I see. They get all the scrap. 我支持你们的工作。谢谢. So, yeah, it was unfortunate last night. I think I would have had a good time, but gone, had a bit of a boogie, had a bit of a dance. Shake the booty. But no, I didn't get a chance to go. Yesterday was really productive, I will say that. Yesterday, I got loads of work done. Had some good calls with some clients. I spoke to an old school friend, actually, who's doing really well. He does a lot of business between... Huishou! That means... Huishou means recycling. So it's like, Huishou! Oh, the sun's coming out! What excellent timing. No more rain. So... yeah, I had a chat with my old high school buddy yesterday, who's doing really, really well. He's doing business in UK. He does drilling, like drill parts, and for Saudi, UAE, Qatar. Does some business with China. Really interesting chap. He was always one of those guys that was, he came from quite an affluent family and very entrepreneurial guy. He was a good guitar player. I remember that. He used to play the guitar in school. But he's one of those guys that, I hadn't spoken to him in, probably 15 years. But we reconnected on LinkedIn and we might be doing some stuff together. So it's good to sometimes go back to your past and just see what... I did that about a week ago. I just went through LinkedIn and just had not a stalk, but just seeing what people were kind of up to and saying, okay, be good to reconnect. There's a couple of guys that who were my contemporaries when I did my A-levels in school, and some didn't get back to me, some did. A couple were like, yeah, Daniel, let's have a catch up, let's have a call, be good to catch up. So we'll see what happens, you never know. It's always interesting to see what people are up to. People have got really good jobs, some some people are doing jobs you would just never expect they would have done that when they were in school. You know, I always find like some people I went to school with who, you know, they weren't doing so well in school, but now they're doing really well for themselves. That's what I like to see. That's always a good one. So, yeah. Anyway, the guy I spoke to yesterday, it's really good to see he's doing well. And yeah, I always wish people from my past, friends or foes, all the best, because that's all I ever want. I want people to live the life they want to live, and also, even the people you didn't get along with, the best revenge is success. So that's always the best way. The weather right now, it's raining, but it's sunny. So yeah, plan today is off to the gym. I'm going to train a bit of legs. Maybe have a little bit of a brunch. I've got to film this video today, the haircut video. I've got to get that done. So I'll do a nice quick haircut video. I have no idea what's going to happen with his hair. I'm kind of leaving it to the grace of the gods. See what this hairdresser is going to do. But it's a super cheap haircut. I just wanted to do a kind of interesting video in China. The podcast is doing really well now because I'm getting once you start getting on YouTube especially, once you start getting the CCP, once you start getting those kind of messages from foreigners, that's when you know your channel's growing. When you strike a nerve with kind of those anti-China foreigners who've never even been to China, don't understand really what goes on here, you know, never even step foot, all they ever do is watch the news. They don't really do the research. You know, they don't recognize that every country has its faults, has its good things. I think overall in China, the positives outweigh the negatives. So, whoa, whoa, look at that. Whoa, that was close. That was close. Nearly got sprayed. Woo! That was a close one. Ooh. Yeah, wow. Wow, now that's an adventure, right? So that's what I always say to people that are critical of China. It's like, well, come to China. You know, if you really want to understand a country, come here, visit, live here, right? I think overall we're very lucky to live here. I'm not a shield, guys. Like I said, I wish I was being paid to make these videos. It'd be great to get money to be paid to make these videos to promote this country. But the reason why I want to show... The reason why I want to show... Yeah, I want to show that the stuff that they don't tell you on the BBC and Fox and all these other news outlets is, you know, they don't really show proper China, right? The day-to-day life. They'll take very small incidents and say this happens all over China, and that's just stupid. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like in the UK when you get like local news and something bad happens, you know, like there's a murder or something like that, they'll say, oh, this is happening everywhere. You know, imagine if they said that, like, oh, this is happening all over the UK. It's like, no, they're isolated incidents. It's unfortunate. Oh, God. It's dangerous this one. Everyone's crazy. Everyone's riding all over the place. So, yeah, guys, that's my rant over this morning. Trying to think what else happened yesterday. Yesterday, Didn't get a chance to play my guitar, unfortunately. I did studied a bit of languages yesterday. I did do a bit of that. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do my languages. Wow. I'll tell you what, I actually think the hair is quite cute. Oh, my voice, cute. I actually think it's quite not like. But the thing is, when I'm wearing a suit, this just doesn't go. It needs to be more, 1962, Sean Connery, Dr. No, James Bond. That's the kind of haircut I need to probably go for. So it's a bit more slick, a bit more Bond. James Bond. Xie xie. It's like a rap. 谢谢 哦，威胁不是谢谢，是威胁。威胁 what's that mean? Oh, 危险 I was like, what's 危险 危险 Oh. Jayo. There you go. Traffic this morning. 危险 It doesn't sound like 危险 Ah. God, I look shy this morning. Oh, it's a bit rainy now. A bit rainy. That is one downside to Shanghai, guys. It does rain a lot. It's like England here, honestly. I would say that's what the weather's like here. Very rainy. Ugh. This is a rainy one today, rainy vlog. And I'm very British because I always forget my umbrella every time. I don't think I could hold an umbrella now and vlog and do all this stuff. My vlog yesterday, I was wearing this Friends t-shirt and someone wrote, well, Seinfeld is the best sitcom. I'm like, well, yeah, trolls and things. I mean, that kind of stuff used to happen in pubs in England, and it was like isolated conversations. Now it's like any old person can get on a video and just say what they want. Well, Seinfeld is the best sitcom. It's like, well, I'm just wearing a Friends t-shirt. It's interesting. Gone are the days of civilized discourse. But yeah, the more people comment, the better it is for me. Love it. Oh, it is very rainy today. But it's that fine rain. It's that fine rain that doesn't soak you through, as Peter Kay, the old comedian in England, would say. So, yeah, plan today. Film video, edit video, podcast my videographer's working on right now. We'll get up tomorrow night, Sunday nights, China time, but that'll be, I guess, whatever, 7 hours behind in the UK, 12 hours in the US, depending on the time zone wherever you are. So Panda Profits Podcast, aiming to get that up to 1,000 subscribers. The podcast has more watch time, actually, interestingly. It's not far from the 4,000 required. But issue is 500 subscribers, so yo guy. So that's the plan. Lots to do. Massage tomorrow. I'll have a nice massage tomorrow, I think. Nice massagey. And not the massage you're thinking of, guys. I'm not into that at all. Never have been. I like Oh yeah, tomorrow's a work day in China, isn't it? Yeah. which I used to disagree with, all right? I used to think, what, working on a Sunday? So in China, this is an interesting thing. When there's a holiday, because it's the May Day holiday from the 1st to the 5th, what they'll do is they'll add on an extra day of work to make up for some of the lost time. So tomorrow in China is a work day. When I did have a job here in China, I used to complain about it. I was like, oh, this is nonsense, like working on Sunday. Now I totally understand it. Now I've got my own business and I work 7 days a week. I totally get it, right? Having that extra one day off makes no... Oh, that's quite nice. They're cutting all the trees and stuff. Make it look all pretty. Now I totally get it. So, yeah. But you tend to find, I will say this, I don't know about all companies, but the previous companies I used to have, when people would... Some bosses will say, oh, you don't need to come into work on that Sunday. You'll find that Sunday, people don't work as hard, right? Do you find that? Or people still treat it like a normal day? Oh, you do? Oh, I treat it like a normal day. All right. Ooh. But I tend to... I work hard every day. It doesn't matter what day it is. The days blend into one for me. But yeah, that is an interesting thing about China that they don't tell you is they call it like a makeup day. Which I think we need in the West, to be honest. You know, the thing is in the West is you got Monday to Friday and it's like, oh, I have the weekend off. Which, in hindsight, in my 20s, I wasted so much time doing that. Having those weekends off every week. You know, I think it's important to have rest days and days off here and there, but I think when you're building a business, you can't just take 2 days off a week. It's constant. Especially my kind of industry, social media, marketing, you know, you have to be on call for clients. I was speaking to my old high school friend yesterday, and he's saying what he's finding challenging is when Chinese contact him, you know, they want an immediate response. And I'm good at that. I'm good at kind of dealing with someone messages me on WeChat and I can get back to them pretty quickly. But in the UK, they can have like a 24-hour response time. They don't really have that in China. In China, you've got to get back to people quickly. And I see the pros and cons in that. The pro is stuff is efficient and just gets done. The downside is, you know, sometimes you do need time to make a decision and absorb things, and they're really constructing a lot in Xintiandi now. There's so many buildings sprouting up. You can see that one over there. The only thing about that building is surely the Andaz people, because that hotel behind this hotel here, where there, it's called Andaz. It's quite a fancy 5-star hotel. Do you think they're annoyed that another building is going up right next to them and blocking views? And probably, right? Or maybe they own it, I don't know. But these apartments here, these are right in Xintiandi, they're very fancy. The only problem with those kind of apartments is the windows. I always say, like, the windows, you can barely open them. You can see up there, I think you can see that up there. That's the downside, but yeah, those kind of apartments, I don't know, you're spending, what, at least 30,000? Like £3,000 rent a month, maybe? Yeah, I but it's cheaper at the moment. That's what people are not telling you about Shanghai in particular right now is rent is very, very cheap. It's very cheap right now. It's a good time to rent. Good time to buy? Yeah, it's a good time to buy. But then no one's selling, right? Are people selling? I don't know. I know the rents. All I know is the rents because I've seen a few properties here and there, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cheap. Yeah, so right, so nice little 20-minute vlog, guys. Yay! I've noticed that the retention rate on these vlogs are going up, which is good. People are actually sticking around to the end, which is great to see. I like that. I don't want people to just watch it for 1 or 2 minutes and just switch off. Makes no sense. Otherwise, you just waste 18 minutes of me speaking. And you'll get little tidbits like what I just said about the property market. Oh, let's put this bike over here. Guanso Chengong. A successful closing of the bike. I got a stiff one this morning. Bam! Oh, my one didn't make a sound, it just made a diddle-it. Right, guys, gonna cut it there. Good sesh this morning. Gonna hit the gym, bit of legs, and watch out for the podcast tomorrow night. It's a good one. It's a very honest failures, successes, kind of actionable points for doing business, not just in China, anywhere in the world. Although I have somewhat of a focus on China, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about in the podcast is actually quite actionable. So, Panda Profits Podcast. I've had some people say, what's the name of it? One more time. Panda Profits Podcast. If you didn't hear it, Panda Profits Podcast. It's in the description. I always put the 2 links. I've got 2 channels. I've got the main podcast, and then for the lazy people who can't just have it on in the background for 30 minutes, it's I've got a clips channel which I take like a less than 10-minute clip of the actual full episode. Panda Profits clips. Alright, guys, cut it there. Love you all. Take care. Jayo. 再见. Bye bye.